This young Vietnamese woman is singing a Japanese children's song. Hang, a 23-year-old trainee caregiver who arrived in Japan in March, is working with residents of this retirement home in Yokohama.
On my first day, I was very nervous. I didn't know how it would go. But my supervisors here were very kind and taught me the job, so now I'm used to it.
There are 10 job openings for caregivers at this facility. Despite advertising in magazines, the care home has found it impossible to fill them. In response, it's taken on 10 foreign care workers, but it's still not enough.
Our employees have their hands full with basic tasks like bathing the residents, brushing their teeth, and helping them with meals. So we don't always have time to help with tasks that aren't as urgent, but that make a big difference in terms of comfort and quality of life. Things like washing their face, giving them a shave, or applying their makeup.
Hang has to return to Vietnam in a few months' time. But under a new visa system, she might be able to stay in Japan for much longer and continue to work at this home. More than 350,000 foreign workers are expected to come to Japan over the next 5 years. It's a significant policy shift.
20 years ago, it would have been impossible for older Japanese people to imagine being cared for by foreign nurses. In those days, our residents would probably never come into contact with a foreigner. It was extremely rare.
Japan is home to more than 2 million foreigners, an all-time high. They include students and international couples. Adnan and Sharif live with their Ghanaian father and Japanese stepmother. Both pupils at a school that offers help to international students. They're now preparing to take the entrance exam for a Japanese high school.
My mom is proud. She said, yeah, you've done a great job, kids, because this is your 5th month in Japan. And you can read the hiragana and the katakana and some of the kanjis. So I'm proud of you. You've done a great job. Now I speak Japanese with my mom.
Yeah. That's great. About 100 students from 35 countries study Japanese at this school in Tokyo. Learning the language and its 3 scripts is essential for finding a job here, but adapting to life in Japanese society can be hard for outsiders.
There are people who were born and brought up here who speak Japanese, but because of their skin colour or their nationality, or because their parents don't speak Japanese, they get bullied. Japanese society has to change its way of thinking. Otherwise, it will be difficult for these children to integrate.
Japan is looking at a more multicultural future, especially in the capital. Last year, 1 in 8 Tokyo residents aged 20 was born to foreign parents. Despite these figures, the Japanese government still refuses to use the word immigration.
There is double talk always in this policy because they want to care about conservative voters because Abe administration based on this. But at the same time, they care about the business voices, business needs. So they said, oh, this is not immigrants. But on the other hand, they will accept more and more de facto immigrants. So there are kind of schizophrenic attitudes towards this issue.
The Tozen Labour Union defends the rights of foreign workers, including the many who face abuse in the workplace. The company that employs these Filipino workers is allegedly refusing to grant them holidays that they're legally entitled to.
So we can force his hand with it if in negotiations that's a legal minimum. He has to agree to.
In Japan, foreign workers and foreigners are treated like guests in society. So it's very difficult for foreigners to become integrated and assimilated into the society. And a lot of the conditions for those new workers are terrible. Like there's one category where they can't bring their family. We're happy that they bring in foreign workers, but we want them to be treated properly and treated with the same conditions as Japanese workers.
There's a distinctly Vietnamese feel to this part of Yoyogi Park in Tokyo. Vietnamese are the 3rd biggest foreign community in Japan, and they're keen for their Japanese neighbours to learn more about their home country.
It's great to see different cultures flourishing in Japan. I'm not talking about globalization, but a true coexistence between cultures.
in which people respect each other and live together in the same country. It's wonderful.
Foreigners now comprise about 2% of Japan's population, but the country's resistance to large-scale immigration is proving hard to overcome, even if on this afternoon, Tokyoites are keen to experience the flavours of Vietnam.